You know how they say that the secret to growing on YouTube is just to be consistent, like upload every week, show up, put in the work, and eventually the algorithm is supposed to reward you for it. And look, I'll be honest with you, I believe that for a long time too, because it makes sense on paper. The more you post, the more chances the algorithm has to pick you up, and eventually one of your videos just takes off. But here's the thing. If you have been uploading consistently for a while now and your numbers are still going nowhere, I reckon the problem isn't your work ethic at all. It's that consistency without measuring anything is basically just doing the same thing over and over again and hoping for a different result. And that's exactly where I was at the start of this year. I'd been uploading week after week, sometimes more, but never really sat down and asked myself what's actually working and what isn't. I was just creating, posting, moving on to the next one. So I decided to actually test this properly. One new video every single week for 90 days. And this time I was going to track and measure every single one of them so I could finally figure out what I was doing wrong. And more importantly, what I needed to do differently. And what I found was pretty surprising because it turns out hard work alone genuinely doesn't move the algorithm. But when I started creating with a bit more intention behind it, a few things became really clear to me. And I want to walk you through the data and the strategy today so you can actually use this for your own channel. So to start off, I want to show you that this video does have a good ending, as you can see here, where I managed to create videos that not only get me views, but also get pushed to new viewers who eventually subscribed. But it isn't all sunshine and rainbows, and I think anyone who's tried to post consistently will tell you the same thing, that coming up with topics that people actually want to watch is a completely different problem to just getting a video done each week, which is also the challenge I faced. So for the first 30 days, all my videos were generic advice and nothing special, so it was no surprise that they underperformed. But because I tracked every single one of them week after week, some things started to become clear. Like for the first month, I said it was a terrible month and it didn't make sense at first. But when I laid them all out together, it becomes more obvious. The first thing you might notice is the difference in CTR and view duration. The first video has much higher CTR and view duration, so naturally that one gets more views. But that's not what I saw. What I saw was, why does this video get higher stats than the others? Now, the first thing I noticed was that this video had Ali Abdaal in the thumbnail, and look, that's not nothing. His audience is huge and that kind of association does help with clicks. But even accounting for that, the view duration on that video was higher too, and that's not something a familiar face alone can explain. And when I look more closely, I reckon it comes down to the vibe of it. It's me actually exploring something and figuring it out in real time rather than just explaining a thing I already know. And it turns out that kind of video is something people actually want to watch. And with that in mind, I started testing if that was actually the case. So for my second month, my aim was really to see what I could do to trigger a higher CTR. And out of the 4 videos I did for the month, one for each week, I did manage to get one with a much higher CTR than my usual. And that video became my best performer for the month. So at this point, things are getting interesting. That's 8 videos done, 2 months or 60 days of effort, and I'm starting to get a real signal on what kind of thumbnails actually get people to click. And that's not nothing after just 8 videos. And here's the thing, I wouldn't have seen any of this if I wasn't laying them all out side by side. It only becomes obvious when you can actually compare them. So then the third month now becomes, can I replicate and get the same CTR for more videos since I sort of figured out the kind of thumbnail that actually attracts clicks? Well, check it out. I managed to push all of my CTR to 4 to 6%, which is a massive improvement from the first month where I was only getting about 2%. And this proved something important to me. I wasn't just creating for the sake of creating anymore. I was actually improving, and measuring each video's performance was what made that possible. Now, of course, the views are still not very high, which is most likely caused by low view duration, but that's a separate problem, and at least now I know where to look. But what really caught my attention were these videos, because out of all 12 videos I did across 90 days, a pattern started to emerge. The ones that got the most traction weren't the ones where I was giving generic advice. They were the ones where I was documenting something I actually went through and showing the proof of it on screen. And I reckon that's something worth paying attention to, because it suggests that whatever niche you're in, there's probably more value in showing your real process than in just telling people what you think they should do, which ironically is exactly what made me produce this video too. You see, the consistent work did not help me with the YouTube algorithm. In fact, there was hardly any indication the algorithm gave me preference just because I worked harder. What's more important here is understanding what YouTube actually wants, what numbers you're supposed to hit, and what you can do to actually turn the algorithm in your favor. And when I kept moving in that direction, documenting real experiments and showing the proof, that's when things started to shift for me. Not because I was posting more, but because I finally understood what my audience actually wanted to watch. Now, what's important to flag here is that what worked for my channel may not be the exact same thing that works for you. Like, even if your CTR is higher than mine, that doesn't automatically mean you will get more views. That's because there's more to just CTR alone. YouTube also measures how your CTR compares to other videos competing for the same audience. It checks your packaging, your title, your view duration. There are a lot of moving parts that make the algorithm a lot more sophisticated than most people give it credit for. But it is absolutely possible for you to figure out what works specifically for your channel. And I reckon most creators never get there, not because they are lazy, but because they don't have a simple enough system to actually see what their data is telling them. So if you want to do it yourself, here are 3 things you can do. First, you still need to post consistently, not because you expect the algorithm to reward your efforts, but because you want to collect as much data as possible on what works for your channel. The more you post, the more data you get to work with, and the more you will learn. Second, start keeping track of your numbers. Now, I know you can check them all in YouTube Studio and they're available if you need them, but I don't use YouTube Studio because it's slow, it's clunky, and it throws every single metric at you at once, which makes it really hard to see what's actually working and what isn't. So instead, I used Notion. I created a very simple page to track just a few key elements: the title of each video, the thumbnail, and the key metrics like CTR and average view duration. Then I lay them all out so I can see everything in one place. And by doing it that way, comparing videos becomes really straightforward. You can see patterns you would never notice if you were just checking each video individually in YouTube Studio. And finally, the third thing I needed was help with titles and thumbnails, because even when you have the data, translating that into the right words for your next video is a whole separate challenge. So for that, I use vidIQ's AI coach. What I usually do is come in with a rough idea of what the video is about, sometimes a really long, clunky title, and use vidIQ to help me sharpen it down into something more punchy and clickable. I won't stop brainstorming until I land on something that feels right, and having that tool in the process makes that a lot faster. And the reason these 3 things work together is because they each solve a different part of the problem. Posting consistently gives you data, tracking gives you clarity on the data, and the right tools help you act on it. That's really my system in a nutshell. Of course, this isn't final. Audiences evolve. What works now won't work forever, which is why this process needs to be ongoing. But as long as you have the system running, you will always have something to learn from and something to improve. So that's really what I found across 90 days of weekly uploads. Consistent hard work alone didn't move the algorithm, but consistent work combined with actually tracking and measuring what's happening does change the story. And I reckon the frustrating part for most creators isn't the workload, it's the fact that things just aren't clearly laid out. You're putting in the effort, but you've got no real visibility into what's working and what isn't. And that's exactly what my system is designed to fix. So if you want to run your own 90 days, my advice is to go in with a plan. Know what you're testing, know what numbers you're tracking, and give yourself enough videos to actually see a pattern emerge. Let me know in the comments if you're going to give this a go. I am genuinely curious to see what you can find.